This is the Remote Work Life Business Spotlight, where I highlight top remote business innovators and share personal and career development tips to help you navigate the world of remote work. I'm your host, Alex Wilson-Campbell. I help remote work managers, professionals and freelancers overcome isolation and uncertainty in their life to get hired and fulfill their career goals. I'm looking at Riak today at riak.com. I think that's how you pronounce it, RIAK.com. And they say on their homepage, the world's most resilient NoSQL databases. Riak is now available as open source software. That's what they're about by the looks of things. So if any of this aligns with what you do, what you've done, what you want to do, go across to the website I just described, and you'll be able to see this episode on YouTube, my YouTube channel. But at least you have the audio version to have a listen. I'll leave a link to the YouTube channel in the show notes for you to have a look. What they say, Riak, they help enterprises build more resilient applications when accurate data matters. To address global audiences, modern web applications must be built to be highly distributed. But this presents a few challenges. Distributed system challenges are data availability, data accuracy, cost of scale. So Riak, they say we are distributed systems experts, and we work with application teams to overcome these distributed system challenges. So that's, as I said, a flavor of what they do. And when you're doing your research, when you're trying to figure out if you want to work for a company, want to work with a company, it's always good to dig a bit deeper to understand their culture, their, what's behind the business, understand the backstory, do your research on the founders, on the senior members of the team to understand them and understand their mindset before you dive deep and before you commit yourself to working with a business. It's always good to find out about them. They have a blog. I reckon the blog is going to be very much about business and technical stuff, but I'm looking now, and as I thought, lots of technical stuff, but not much about them here. I mean, and it's quite an old blog actually, as well as the ones I can see, which is not very helpful, but 2017 is one of the most recent blogs, so it's pretty old, so they don't really pay much attention to that, which is a bit discouraging. If you're going to have a blog, you might as well keep it up to date. Otherwise, what's the reason behind having the blog? The blog is about presenting relevant and timely content, but yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing of that here. They have a newsroom. I wonder what's in the newsroom. In the news, they talk about, again, the newsroom is dating back to 2017. So yes, so not anything recent. So yeah, lots of questions to ask if you are interacting with this team, with this business, because this is discouraging in a sense, but it's always nice to see and hear about what different companies are doing via their blog. So they talk, as I said, a lot about what they do. I'm going to go to where it says about Riak. Let's see what they say about themselves. They talk about bringing Zen to the deluge of data, which is always good, making things a bit simpler, a bit easier to consume. Again, they talk about becoming one with big data, again, speaking to their clients mostly. Seeking the path to data simplicity, expanding awareness, embracing change. Now, here we go in terms of their founding story, a little bit about the founding story. Founded in 2008, one of the first distributed systems companies dedicated to developing disruptive technology to simplify the most critical data management challenges for enterprises. It currently has one of the largest and most talented groups of engineers and technical experts ever assembled, devoted exclusively to solving some of the most complex issues presented by scaling distributed systems. But, given what they've put on the blog and the date at which the blogs were released, we don't know how up to date this information is, but you could probably assume and take an educated guess that this is probably quite old information. So you will need to, as I said, ask questions that help you to understand how the business works and the company culture to see if you could potentially thrive in that business or not. So yeah, ask questions. I'm having a look to see, and I can't really see anything obvious as to where, if they're hiring at this present time or where they post their jobs. There's nothing obvious, but again, something like LinkedIn will help you to identify people who you can network with and ask questions. And it's always good when there are questions to ask, because it means there's room for conversation. So have a look at Riak.com. That's it for today's episode of the Remote Work Life podcast. Click the link in the show notes below to access a free list of 100 remote businesses that hire regularly. And if you're feeling stuck or uncertain on issues of career or personal development, head on over to www.remoteworklife.io, where you can watch exclusive on-demand video featuring real-world remote work leaders and future of work experts on key remote work topics, including how to get clarity on your career direction, how to thrive while working remotely, how to network effectively and stay connected, and how to tend to your personal and career development needs. Go to remoteworklife.io now, and remember to connect with me, your host, Alex Wilson Campbell, on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook.